Hello Cancer, and welcome to Sincere Tarot. This is your What Do You Need to Know for March tarot reading, and your energy is the Two of Wands. So I feel like you might be making big plans about the direction of your future, something that is spiritually inspired or something potentially that is comes from a very creative place. And I just need to put this sage out because it is just going to make me sneeze like crazy throughout this video. Okay, come on, I've had enough. Thank you. Anyways. So, what does Cancer need to know for March? Let's see. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. You have got two more too, so I feel like you're really up in the air, having to make a choice, maybe kind of like uncertain about what direction you're going to go, because the energy in the past, in the background, we've got the Two of Pentacles. So I feel like in the recent past, leading into this, this whole rethinking of what direction you're going to go, you've really had to change around your priorities and what's really important. Maybe about where you're going to live, how you're going to make your money, but just the things that actually really, and it is like a crossroads. So I feel like you're on a bit of a crossroads. So right now you are coming up as the Ace of Wands. So I feel like you're in the middle of inspired ideas, and it's like maybe this new idea is being born, maybe even a particular part of you is being born, and you're really tapping into your intuitive, spiritual, creative energy. This could also represent like a brilliant new idea of something that is creative or very spiritual. And this was something very unexpected because the energy surrounding this is the Wheel of Fortune. So you were not expecting to have this inspired idea, but I don't think anyone can truly expect inspiration. It just comes when it's meant to. However, what you need to know is you might want to wait a little bit because we've got the Two of Swords, and this is a little bit of a standstill. So you might not necessarily enjoy waiting, but you might kind of have to wait and really think about what direction you're going to go. I feel like there might be a little bit of a conflict of different belief systems, because even though you've got this inspired idea, there might be like two parts of your mind that are like, well, should I do this? Should I do this? What choice to make? All of the outcome is Cups. So you need to go with whatever is heartfelt. And I think you will ultimately in the outcome. I mean, you are the only one who really decides that. However, I think you're going to go with what feels right. And I think it might be something that something maybe you've been either thinking, we've got the Six of Cups, so that it could be something that you've thought about or connects to your childhood, or something where there's like a real kindred spirit, something that you were maybe meant to do and you've done something similar in a past life. I'm not really feeling that too much, but I feel like, but something that you've thought about for a long time. Yeah, maybe an idea that you had when you were a child. That's interesting. Okay, so think about all of the amazing ideas that we have when we were kids and all the things we want to do, but then we're socialized to not do those things. And I feel like right now in this moment, you might really be feeling inspired to just go with that and not hold back. But I think it also might have something to do because you desire community, you desire connection, and you're going to get that. And that's why this has come about. And I think you realize that you have a lot to offer when it comes to connection and love and just really caring about people. You are a nurturer, you care about people, and I think it might have to do with that as well. All right, let's get some clarification cards for Cancer for this situation. Interesting. Wow. Okay, so this whole like trying to figure out what direction to go, this bit of a crossroads with prioritization has something to do with control. So we've got the Hierophant, and that can represent like structure. This can sometimes represent, it can represent structure and discipline within oneself. It might be you want to be your own boss. You might not want to be controlled. Well, you're trying to decide, like, should I work within an institution or should I be my own boss? Because there's pros and cons to both. But I think this whole crossroads has come about because of, your response to authority and control and hierarchy. And maybe you work well within that, maybe you don't. And I feel like you're trying to figure out, and like I said, pros and cons to both, but you're trying to figure out what's really important to you and what direction you want to go. You're kind of rethinking all of that. You have what it takes. You have what it takes to, it's not going to be easy, right? But you've got enough strength to be able to accomplish this goal that you have. But yeah, not going to be easy, but it's definitely doable. I feel like you're kind of done with indecision. Like I think you're going to get fed up with this whole indecision, because this might have been something that you've been thinking about doing for a while, and you're like, you know what? I'm just going to go for it. You're going to surrender to the inactivity and then just go forth with this new idea. And I think, yeah, it's almost like this spark has been lit within you, right? Because we've got the Wheel of Fortune aspected by the Knight of Wands. And I'm kind of feeling like it might have something to do with a young fire sign male, but to be honest, maybe that's where the inspiration came from, something like that. I don't know. Honestly, it can be someone on like social media that maybe helped with inspiration, but at the end of the day, this is your energy. I feel like you're really going to start acting on your inspiration very immediately and really start, going forward with it rather than kind of pushing it underground like we used to do when we were children. You want people to get along. You really do care about people, and I think it might have something to do with resolving conflict and just teaching people how to love one another. You really don't like it when people argue about stupid things, and like when people are in the moment, they might not think that it's stupid, but it really is. Well, not stupid, but like minor, okay, in the grand scheme of things. And I think you want people to be safe as well. You want people to be safe. You want people to be contained. You want people to have enough connection so that they're going to be okay. So it could also be just a little bit about like, yeah, community, connection, being able to like physically connect with people, like, or really express love. It might not be completely physical, but it's like a way to really have a community to express love. Okay. Yeah, so again, this is a new idea, that this isn't an idea that you've had, and it's either an old idea, but it's one that's resurfacing. So that's pretty cool. All right, let's just clarify this outcome card because I'm curious about it. You have a deep wish and a deep desire. This is something that will really fulfill your heart. It's something that you wish for. I think you really want people just to get along. You really care about people. Let's do 2 more clarifiers, then we'll do some advice cards. And yeah, this is something that you can make money from because we've got the 8 of Pentacles prudence. It's just going to take work, but you can absolutely make money from it. Again, we've got the 2 of Wands that's come up again. So I feel like you're in the planning stage for it right now. In the future, you might begin to like move forward, but it's something you've been planning. You are planning right now, not so much in the past, but you might have had an idea about it in the past, but just think about the direction that you want to go with this. All right, what is this Hierophant? Interesting. I feel like, yeah, things need to be right. You need to be, I think you know what? I feel like so many of us just, are conditioned to, okay, we graduate, we do well in school, we graduate school, we go to college or university, we get a job, and that's that. But I think you've got like a really unique idea, and it's almost like you're leaving the constraints of that idea that that's the way that things used to be. Because, I mean, come on, think about it. All of those safe jobs, a lot of them we're realizing aren't safe anymore. So it might be something to do with that. And I feel like you've got a unique idea, a unique approach, and it's very different, but it can work for sure. Let's get some advice cards. Advice for Cancer for this situation, please and thank you. Interesting. I feel like either you or another person, we've got the 7 of Swords here, is hiding some very important information. So if you are still within some sort of an institution, or if there's some sort of institution that's kind of like forcing you to make a choice and reprioritize like what's really important for you, I feel like there's either hidden information, and to be honest, I'm gonna try really hard to not go on a rant here because this is your reading, but like, think about all of the information that is being dripped down from authority, whether it is like, government or organizations or business, like the big businesses and institutions. And there's so much that's unsaid. So there's so much that's being hidden. It's not even what's said, it's what's not being said. So to a certain degree, you are being deceived and lied to. And so that's why I think it's really important to follow your intuition, because your intuition will never lie to you, ever. Why is that noise coming from my altar? Oh my gosh. Okay, anyways. Yeah, but you also might be hiding information from yourself, but I feel like it's more like there's a different entity, organization, or person that's hiding information from you. That's kind of what I'm feeling. And you need to move forward in a direction that's heartfelt, because if you don't, you're going to be disappointed. I know you've been disappointed before, but so you need to make sure that your heart's in this as well. It's not just like what's safe and what's practical and what's logical. It needs to be emotionally fulfilling, or it's not going to work in the long run. Definitely not for you. And we have got the third advice card is the King of Wands. So I feel like don't be afraid to put yourself out there, whether it's on social media or just talking, or really just like up your traits and your positive qualities. Because wands tend to represent people who are like really famous, really fiery energy, real extroverts. So don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Also, this could represent like that you will master, or you might want to get into something that is, you know, very creative. Yeah, that honestly could be anything from like acting to painting to spirituality to whatever it is. It's something that is very, that you can master it, and you can like reach the top level of some sort of something that has to do with creativity, okay? All right, the fourth, also it could represent like a fire sign male that could potentially help you out, all right? The fourth advice card, we have got the Four of Pentacles. So for some of you, this might mean working from home. Sometimes this can represent maybe like a partnership. So it could be, not necessarily, but it could be like you might want to consider like working in tandem with your partner, or someone that you live with. Or you might want to kind of just stay at home for a while, or just whatever feels like home. You might want to talk to family members, someone that makes you feel grounded and stable. If you'd like a private reading, send me an email or check out my website. That is all in the description below. You can also follow me on social media. I do monthly and mid-monthly videos, so definitely make sure that you're subscribed, hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. Like, comment, share, all that good stuff. And if you're still here, secret bonus card. Ooh, 9 of Wands. So this will be challenging. There is a challenge that's coming up, but you 100% will succeed. You just need to make sure that you're prepared and have all of your ducks in a row. Have a great month. Bye.